for us. So we're a really good team and a really good atmosphere. I thought, well, whatever. We just really played well, and we didn't shoot it well in the first half, but our defense was so good that allowed us to score 28 points and still have a 10-point lead. And then in the second half, we started making some more shots. There's no way we're going to score. They're going to score 18 points in the second half again. They just got too much talent and too much. Murphy's like unguardable in a situation where it's a jump ball for a rebound. He's so good at that. He's so good at getting to his left shoulder and finishing. So we couldn't stop that. Love the job that Jordan Poole did on Kalsher and that Charles did right on Coffee. I mean, that's just Jordan Poole needed to do that in this game, right? That was the challenge to him going into this game. Don't worry, your offense will be fine if you just concentrate on keeping number 22 from getting open looks. He did a great job. So really proud of us, beat us up on the boards a little bit. Didn't love the way we fouled three-point shooters and didn't love the way we finished the game. Thank goodness we had a big enough lead where it didn't hurt us.
Questions, please.
John, it seemed like it was maybe starting to unfold like the first game to kind of make that push until John hits those threes.
I mean, they're just too good. You're just not going to. You're beating by 10 when you can just control the second half. It's just not going to happen. And so, but John's threes, as you can see, he's for same thing the first half. I know what I see in practice, and he's just got to get more used to it. And I think I have to design more. Most of those threes he hit were off of just a pick and pop, but it's an action that just would happen late in the shot clock. But I got to design more plays for him so that and do it in practice so he practices it more, because it seems to be late start and then good finish.
How much confidence do you have in those situations? You hit the three against Maryland after the 0-for-6 start.
Yeah. If you look at our team, we have some challenges offensively. For you look at the percentage of him and Xavier, and you're going to say, well, why is he letting him shoot him? Because I know what I see in practice, and I know if we're going to compete for a championship, Big Ten tournament, national championship, that we got to be able to score more, and we can't just say, okay, you two aren't shooting it. I know what I see in practice. I told the press, but Xavier made 80 out of 100 the other day, and John made 60 out of 87, right? Under duress. I know what I saw. We're going to let him do it. So if he has a 1-for-7 game sometimes, so be it. He might be 3-for-6 like he was today.
We know that you know what this atmosphere can be like. How did you impress upon your younger players that this was something they couldn't look past with Michigan State coming up?
Yeah, I don't think with our guys, Michigan State ever was on our mind 1 minute. I mean, it would be on everybody else's mind. This is an NCAA. We know it. This is like a tournament right now, right? Each game we play is going to allow you to advance to the next round, and so we looked at it a little bit like that. We looked at it as this is a tournament type of team. Minnesota will be. I assume they're going to get in the NCAA tournament. They're good enough to, and they all of a sudden, you got them first. So you can't go and lose and then say, well, we're going to win a championship. We're out to win. We love the competition we have in Michigan State. We're trying to win a championship. And to win a championship, you got to beat Minnesota tonight.
How impactful was John's defense? He had 5 blocks.
Yeah, it's huge. There was at one time in the game where they just kept taking it at us, and nothing was happening. And he's not only the 5 blocks, but the ones he affected. Now, Murphy got a couple of those rebounds because guys just threw up stuff and it came to Murphy or he got it. But it's just huge with what he's doing at the rim for us and not fouling at the same time.
How much has he grown in playing vertically and playing straight up?
Oh, it's gone from, no knowledge of it as a freshman, right? Because I don't even think it's a high school rule, really, to just trying it but not being able to do it as a sophomore. And now he's becoming an expert at it, and it's really helped us because it keeps him out of foul trouble.
How important is it to this team to be able to have days like today where you shoot 31% in the first half and still take a 10-point lead into halftime?
With the guys that we have defensively right now, I think that they understand that this is the one consistent thing we can have every day. We can't always, count on shooting like 13 threes today. So I think they really buy in. A lot of people talk about that. If you saw, right, our walkthroughs, if you listen to our walkthroughs, you would hear Xavier and Charles, right, talking to people about what's next, right, and what we could do, and giving alternatives to things. They're coaching that defense just as much as our coaching staff is.
What was the difference today from some of the other games in the past month where the offenses struggled a little bit, where you weren't able to come out on top?
We made shots. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, this is something that just I'd love to figure it out. Why Jordan Poole can have the same shots and they don't go in, right? Teske, they don't go in. That was the big difference in the game. I mean, and so we just got to continue to, try and get good shots. And obviously, you're going to make the better the shot, the more chance it's going to go in. And I think that was pretty good today, our shot selection.
With Brandon sick, how do you think Colin played?
He did okay. We just decided he and Austin both auditioned the last 2 days, but Brandon could not practice at all. And so he was in reserve if we got in foul trouble, but he didn't go through any walkthroughs. He didn't do anything. So it was a pretty good flu bug. So I thought he did okay. The team loves him, right? He's got a great personality. The team loves him. So it was a shot for him to just go in there. And I think he affected some shots. Did a good job.
With Colin, I know you mentioned though with Julius last Saturday how it was kind of his time. Is it maybe the same thing for Castleton, just to get him ready a little bit?
He hasn't had the same reps. He's been a scout team all year long, really, and he's learning and he's getting better. He's really a young kid, really. I mean, just 18, probably in 9 months right now. So we've been bringing him along more slowly. But David and Brandon, their body's more equipped for it. But I won't hesitate to put them in again if we get in these situations again. So I don't know what I'll do between Brandon and Colin and Austin and Isaiah in a backup in our next game.
How much of a security, when John is hitting the threes, how much of a security blanket is it offensively? It just seems like he can get that shot, whenever he wants. I don't know if that's true, but.
Well, what people may start doing is what they did last year with Mo. Start switching it, and then we got to go into other stuff. They did start switching screens at the beginning, but it's all part of, people are going to play you differently. We got to be able to adjust, but it is a big weapon. I know if I see they got a shooting 5, I go, oh man, that's just hard. It's hard to guard. And again, if he goes 0 for 6 today, right, it might be a completely different game. But I have faith in the young man, and the more faith I have in him, I think the more confidence he'll have.
And did you sense a game like this for Jordan coming? I know you said you wanted him to be
he has to be due. I mean, I think one of you asked the questions, and it was such a good question about, how do you get guys out of slump? And I don't really get guys out of slump. They get themselves out of slump by keep playing them, keep taking good shots. It's going to happen. You're going to have shots that go in and out. The great hitter's going to hit the ball on the screws, right to the shortstop, right to the center field hard. You don't stop telling them, hey, you got to change your swing.
Anything else?
Going back to Colin,
Yeah.
he forced like that travel in the paint. You
Yeah.
talk about the guys love him, and then I think everyone seemed pretty fired.
Yeah, no, they love him. As you get to know him over his time, he's got an incredible personality. Does some great impersonations of the coaching staff and other players. He's really got a great personality. The kids love him, and so he's very young in his knowledge of what's next. But at the same time, he does have some length, some athleticism. He can really block shots, and I thought that was key today. That we might get a couple of them where Brandon's not as much of a shot blocker. We might get something at the rim, get more length at the rim.
And I guess how key is it moving forward for Jordan? I guess if he rediscovered his shooting stroke in a sense.
But really understand what defense, how that he can do both, and that he can't be worrying about his offense. Just worry about your defense, and then you get the ball and you shoot and you're open. So it was really good. I thought it was one of the key plays, that runner he had late in the shot clock when it was still like 13 or 12, or put us back to 13. The way we were fouling 3-point shooters, anything could happen.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.